Here I am going on a little walk up a very big hill, known as a Tor, Glastonbury Tor, home of Gwyn ap Ned, the lord of the underworld, king of the fairies. And apparently the fairy folk live round here. So what is the Tor? Nobody's really sure. There's so many theories and myths about it. It's supposedly man-made. Some say the remains of a three-dimensional Neolithic labyrinth. Some say it's a ceremonial hill or tor dedicated to the ancient British goddess. So I'm off to find some. A small stone church was built on the top of it, though again they're not sure when. Some say the 7th century, some say as late as the 10th century. Apparently in 1275 this church was taken out by an earthquake. And then another one was built later. But that was brought down by Henry VIII and his Reformation. All that remains is the tower, though some say that tower was built separately. It's all a bit confusing. Some say this was a glass mountain. The fairies made it, where their spiral castle stood. Others say that this is Avalon, the hill with the lake round it where the dead come to meet. Glastonbury Tor comes up in a lot of the Arthurian legends. Avalon was known as the home of Morgan Le Fay, the fairy queen, who was his sister as well apparently. Another tale from the Arthurian legends is about Guinevere, wife of Arthur, who was kidnapped by Melwas, who was the king of Somerset, or some say the Summerland. She was taken by him to Glastonbury and kept in a fort there. Arthur came to rescue her, and he and Melwas had an argument, a little battle. Arthur won, and won back his wife. In another Arthurian tale, it's said that the Tor is where the Grau Castle was. And for ley line lovers like myself, Glastonbury Tor sits upon the famous St Michael's line. Some of the ancient legends say there was actually a stone circle on the top of the Tor. Now that would be a sight to see. Now of course there are the stories of Joseph of Arimathea coming to Britain holding the Holy Grail, whatever that was, and bringing it to Glastonbury. It was here that he put down his staff and a tree grew from it, the Glastonbury thorn. Apparently Joseph buried the Holy Grail just below the Tor at one of the entrances, because in the old days there used to be many talks of different tunnels, whether they were to the underworld or the fairy world or wherever. One of the stories is about a set of monks going in there. I think there was 30 of them and only 3 came out, 2 of them mad. Glastonbury is apparently 521 feet tall. It's quite a steep walk up it. And of course at the top of the Tor is the 14th century St Michael's Tower.